referees are not. Referees they're not robots, they're not machines.
They're humans too.
More often than not, when you see a referee booking someone for a dive, is when the referee thinks, "Oh, you're trying to fool me." There are 5 good referees in Europe. I know 5. Daniel Seto in Italy, Clement Topin in France, Abeloa in Spain. That one does not even make a mistake. It doesn't make mistake. Once all those things that go to VAR, forget it. Once I've blown it, forget it. There's one guy in Italy, I think Daniele Massa or something. That one was a very good referee. There's someone there's the Polish guy Masina. He's the one that did the last World Cup final. He did Madrid Bayern last year. Then there's one Serbian guy, Vincic, they took to Turkey. That's going to ref on Monday. Galatasaray for Fenerbahce. They've been arguing about are they good refs in Turkey or whatnot. So they brought a foreigner to come and ref. So they brought the guy from Serbia. So there are a couple of good referees. And those ones, whenever you think there is a mistake from them, it looks genuine. It's not what we see in England all the time.
Interesting.
So
and good afternoon, or good morning rather, don't mind me. It's another beautiful weekend in Lagos and in Pop Central, because it's time yet again to talk about the beautiful things that have happened in the past week for sports. And for a weekend, there are a couple of things I think you can do to just relax after the stress from a full work week. You can wake up with the love of your life, and have another, Or you could tune into the STV channel 189 to watch the Sports Lounge. And as usual, I'm here with very familiar guys, and I'm just going to go through. I'll come to this man last. I'll go to my extreme left, Ife Dotun. This man's one of the brightest, most brilliant analysts we've had in the TSL community for a while now. And his ability to just pick out things that you probably missed or you didn't notice before is unparalleled, and I find it hard to find anybody with this peculiar set of skills. If I don't, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Have you been?
I'm all right.
Lagos is Lagos, man.
See, bro, I've had the most stressful week. One of my colleagues at my workplace, she went on another maternity leave.
I know that.
Yes, I know that.
Why do you say that way?
I don't mean that. I mean children are gifts and everything.
We know.
Someone told me that one of the women have a very, very, very perfect excuse to run away from work.
It's not running away from work now. She's busy where she is. Yeah. And like you said, children are gifts to the world.
Yeah.
But it's been a good week. Plenty sports events and all of that. So, looking forward to talking about everything on the show.
I was just telling you before the show started that last week when we were talking about Kylian Mbappe and you saying this guy actually didn't have a bad form, this is just who he is. I was thinking about it and I'm like, okay. This probably could be right because despite the bad form, he still kept on scoring. He still kept on getting in on the goals and assists. So brilliant pick out there. Looking forward to picking your brain on more insights. To my man on the right, the most versatile man in the TSL community. Football conversations, you see him there. Basketball conversations, you see him there. Formula 1 conversations, you see him there. In fact, he's a god there. NFL conversations, you see him there.
Last week marathon.
So the only 2 things I've not seen him is probably tennis and volleyball. Maybe I think you should try to have your hands everywhere.
We talk tennis, don't we? Yes.
My love for tennis kind of dropped when the major guys,
the big guys,
Nadal, Federer, like when it was obvious that okay, you know what, they are not. I got tired of it. I couldn't find someone new like I could really pick up on, and I'm like, okay, you know what, I actually want to back up this person. But Man U 2 is now further killing my love for football in general. So I really don't know, but it's good to be back here.
Yeah, that's Treasure in Maviway for those who don't know. And finally, for the first time today, I have a very great football enthusiast, and his name, although I have suspicious feel about the name. It sounds like a name he coined by himself. But he's going to explain to us today. And he's been in the TSL committee for over 2 years now, and he's finally making his debut on set with us. Henry Mari, how you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
So, we're waiting. What did they name you Henry Mari?
Well, do you want to hear the truth or the lie?
Give me the truth.
Okay, so basically it's a name I coined from 2 names, obviously. Okay. Mary is Mary in French,
yeah,
and Henry is my name. So
you just put it together. What about Mary that made you add it to your name?
That's my first crush. My first sweetheart her name was Mary.
That's so cute. That's so beautiful. So you're a man of love.
Interesting.
Okay. So just give us a little bit of background about your venturing into sports generally. What made you a sports person?
Okay, my first taste of sports was definitely football. Yeah, so my first time of watching football was actually '06 World Cup. I will never forget, in Germany. Then there was Nigeria did not qualify, if I remember well. So we were basically supporting. I think my dad was the supporter of this guy, Brazil. He loved Brazil, but me, I was like, I didn't really fancy this guy. I prefer Henry because of my name. France. I was rooting for France. Unfortunately, of course, they got to the final and they lost to Italy. But yeah, that was my first taste of sport. And then from then, I tried to say, okay, who does Henry play for? I then was playing for, I think, Arsenal. But I didn't like them. I was like, no, this team, they don't win often. So I asked around, who is the winner? And said, Manchester United. And that time, Ronaldo was reigning. There was Ronaldo, there was Rooney, there was star players, basically. So I was like, okay, Man United it is. Unfortunately, I started supporting Man United 08. And that was the last time we won Champions League.
So I think you're at the beginning of the start
No,
of our problems.
That's like 2 more finals after that.
Yeah, 09 and 11.
So someone like Drake said, coming second is just being the first to lose.
Right.
Plenty of people say that.
Yes, well, Drake popularized it, please.
I think
Can
when
you have Drake have something? He's currently suffering.
I think it
He's
was-
suffering a lot.
I think it was Zlatan.
I think Mourinho actually popularized
Yeah,
that.
but everybody says. Zlatan even said, loser for Ballon d'Or. They're coming to sit to watch the first person. You know all those things.
Yeah.
People just try to be philosophical and all those things.
All right, now that we have all our guests introduced, my name is Olabam Juju, and my own skill set is being able to bring these beautiful minds together for us to talk about sports. And one popular, 3 of us are bankers here. One popular saying in the bank, you used to work in the bank, one popular saying in the bank is reward for hard work is
more
work. And so looking at the round of 16 draw, Liverpool, despite working so hard to finish first, now have to face PSG in the round of 16 draw. First of all, before we even go into the conversation on the draws, who's your favorite for Champions League? I want to hear from you.
No, it's always Real Madrid.
It's still Real Madrid for you?
So without looking at the draws, without looking at the fixture list and all of that, possibilities with the brackets, it's always Real Madrid. Now, by the time you now do maybe a bit of in-depth, it's going to be hard to see someone that will knock them out, especially based on the fact that they've clicked now. Yeah, so everybody's in trouble. The only person that's looking at with the corner of my eyes is not... can beat Real Madrid, but other people can beat them as well. That's Barcelona. Yeah. And it's impossible for them to meet up until the final.
Interesting.
I'm
not sure Barcelona makes it to the final.
Madrid know they lose final. Champions League final is specific, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they can't play till final.
What about you? Do you agree?
No, I don't actually. I want to, but I don't.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, of course, everyone knows that Barcelona, Real Madrid is the king of Europe, specifically Champions League. But man, they faced back at twice this season and they lost woefully. Why can't it be the third time? So, I'm actually rooting for Barcelona to win Champions League.
So, I think what Ifedotin is saying here is, yeah, we know Barcelona have the upper hand against Real Madrid so far this season, but Real Madrid in that UCL is just a different monster.
So, the thing is, Barcelona is in a very kinder part of the draw.
Are they?
Okay.
Yeah, they are, because
So,
if they were to be in the other
they're
part...
playing Barcelona. They're playing Benfica.
Yes.
So you know they played in the group stage.
Yes, 4-3.
5-4. Was it
5-4,
5-4 or
5-4.
something like that? And that game was... It doesn't necessarily give you confidence that Barcelona will go through, right? I mean, we saw Benfica Monaco. Those attackers in Benfica, they are on crazy form. Pavlidis,
We're going to talk about Pavlidis later on the show.
Atakoglu, even Di Maria still has it, right? So those guys always have a way of worrying. Yeah, so it's just tricky fixtures. Now, if it was Barcelona Madrid final today and we're talking about it, I might lean towards Barcelona. Okay. I'm just worried that to get there...
No, but it's only Benfica. Let's analyze what he said. What are the teams on the left side? What are the teams on the right side?
I think after...
Real Madrid has Liverpool on their side.
Yeah, Real Madrid has
big
Liverpool.
obstacle.
So if Real Madrid play Atletico, which is a tricky tie, obviously.
Yes.
Now, if they get past that, they have to play the winner of Arsenal PSV, which can be tricky.
It
can be tricky.
Okay.
So it's 2 things. Number 1, you know those Dutch teams, Ajax, PSV, Feyenoord, 3 of them qualified in their respective competitions, and what all of them displayed on the day was great. pure grit. It's not. They don't have the quality that all these other guys do. So what they always have is, they have like a core footballing history. They say whenever we don't know what to do, we go back to our past and we try and grind. Exactly. So they're going to give Arsenal probably tough time.
On Barcelona's side of the bracket, just to help you guys out, you have Borussia, you have Lille, you have Bayern.
No, Bayern or Leverkusen will play the winner of Inter or Feyenoord, right? Yeah, so Barcelona will play Dortmund. If Barcelona win, they'll play Dortmund or Lille, right? Yeah, again, all these things are their banana skins. I think Lille have beaten Real Madrid this year. Dortmund, look at the way they dispatched. Yeah, so it's
Bayern, Leverkusen, Bayern Munich.
Yeah. So it's tricky. So for Arsenal PSV, you expect Arsenal to win. When you see Arsenal Madrid, a lot of people have been, watch what you say, angels can be passing. Arsenal fans have been asking for this fixture for a while. And I just feel like it's knockout football.
Yeah.
It's 180 minutes, 90 here, 90 there. Anything can happen. It's over the course of the season, it's a lot more calculated, it's lot more consistent. But 180 minutes, one red card can spoil your tie. One bad goal, one referee call can spoil your ties. There's no coming back from all those things. So that's why, for me, I'm a lot more open-minded about who can get through those ties.
All right, we have Real Madrid, Barcelona. Treasure, who's going to win the
So
UCL?
for me too, I would love to stick to Madrid. Like, they are looking. I saw that game. I actually saw that game, Madrid Man City, and they were looking impervious. And I think one of those things is like Real Madrid weren't really troubled in that second leg. If we're being very candid, and I think
4 minutes in front. That's the end of the game.
I think one thing we should also. I think Rudiger actually coming back to that back line actually added a lot more solidity for them. And then I'm actually very impressed with that their young boy playing from the
Asensio.
And that his assist that he gave to this thing. But Rudiger being in that back line actually made it look like that thing was
solid.
Very solid. So I see Madrid, but if we actually do get the Madrid Barca final, I'll tilt towards Barca. But as Ife rightfully mentioned, is whether Barca can actually get all the way to the finals. If they do and Madrid finishes from their own side as well, then I'll tilt towards Barca.
Interesting. Okay.
One more thing, since we're talking about the brackets, if Madrid get past Atletico everybody's tilting towards Arsenal. So you get past Atletico, you get past Arsenal. There's also that Liverpool. PSG, whatever. So it's. I think we're in for. Everybody was complaining about the quality of or the new format. See how many quality fixtures they're dropping for us.
No, but I mean, what people that claim that it's really unfair. It's really unfair that Liverpool would be top of the league rather. They get to face PSG.
So let's look at it from this angle. Madrid and Man City play a playoff game. Two of them have no business being in that position. Two of them automatically should be top 8. So if the big teams don't do their job and finish top, they will end up in the middle and somebody will pick them. It's just like when the old formats, a Real Madrid finishes second in the group. You do well and finish first in your group and they give you Real Madrid second. You can't do anything about it. That's just draws, man.
I was even thinking in the old format as well. Look at Newcastle when they were put in that very crazy group.
Yeah.
I'm thinking an Aston Villa might probably not have even gotten to this stage if we were still giving
that type of old group. Yeah, it's not possible. And I give them a good draw again.
We're enjoying the new format and we are seeing fantastic games that we are actually.
Aston Villa got another good draw.
Well, I don't know why. Maybe because I'm just an oldie. I really I love the away goals. I love everything around it. But I mean, I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah, with the away goals, I agree with you.
Like there was just that's what made it special. It made me feel like I was watching something different.
There's one thing I would love for them to bring back actually the away goals.
It's only one amendment I'll just make to the away goals. You know what they do with extra time, where away goals still count in extra time. I think it's very unfair. If you have 90 minutes in one ground, then you should have 90 minutes in the other ground. Once you get into extra time, you scrap the away goals. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Apart from that, I think we're good.
Well, let's talk about some of the teams that made it into this round of 16. Feyenoord, they beat AC Milan. It was looking like it was going to be a story where Santiago Jimenez, who left from Feyenoord to Milan, was going to help his team
They knocked him
eliminate. They knocked him out, man. So I don't know. Did you see that second yellow card for Theo Hernandez?
Is it clown?
Yeah, I did. So,
is it yellow?
I start this feeling about second yellow cards. So now, when a player dives, two things. One, was he attempting to get an unfair advantage, right, or was he accidental? Now, if you look at what happened to Theo, it's more of trying to gain an unfair advantage. But then it begs the question: what was he thinking?
Is it clown?
But I'm sorry, but I saw something very similar. I think some games after that, and the guy dived, but the referee just played on.
No, so it's one of two things. Referees are not, referees they're not robots, they're not machines.
They're humans too.
More often than not, where you see a referee booking someone for a dive is where the referee thinks, oh, you're trying to fool me. Do you understand? We saw the Liverpool.
I thought that was like a hard rule. Like if
I think Liverpool played Wolves. Yeah, I think it was Liverpool Wolves.
Then why do we have some cases? Where
I think it was
some people are
Liverpool.
let go?
Very good.
That's
Yeah,
my
it
issue.
was Liverpool Wolves. Diaz did one on the half line for on Agbadu, and the referee's like, Oga cut it out, played on. Jota dived, won in penalty. VAR went back. I know
And
VAR
took it back.
can't
Did he
give
give
you
him a
VAR can't give you yellow cards.
Okay.
That one is VAR can't give you yellow cards. But if you're catching people for diving, so more often than not, so the referee probably interprets it as it's not a foul because maybe there's some sort of contact, some sort of, do you understand, coming together. So he just interprets it as no foul. But when they feel like you are trying to be smart, that's it. And then again, because there are different referees in different countries, in different leagues, it probably will not be uniform.
Different temperaments too.
Different temperaments too. You know, the English guys, once they get upset like this, everything.
I had a conversation with Treasure, and I think Tommy, was it last week? We had a very long conversation about who are the actual good referees, and I'm sure we'll have a show.
Oh, there
surrounding
are
that.
5 good referees in Europe. I know
Only
all of
5.
them. Daniel Seto in Italy, Clement Topin in France, Abeloa in Spain. That one doesn't even make mistake.
Wow.
It doesn't make mistake. Once, all those things that go to VAR, forget it. Once I've blown it, forget it. There's one guy in Italy, I think Daniele Massa or something. That one is a very good referee. There's someone there's the Polish guy, Masinak. Is the one that did the last World Cup final. He did Madrid Bayern last year. Then there's one Serbian guy, Vincent Chida, they took to Turkey. That's going to ref on Monday. Galatasaray Fenerbahce. They've been arguing about, are they good refs in Turkey or whatnot? So they brought a foreigner to come and ref. So they brought the guy from Serbia. So there are a couple of good referees. And those ones, whenever you think there is a mistake from them, it looks genuine. It's not what we see in England all the time.
Interesting.
So there's no good English referee.
I mean, they say the more popular a referee,
No, there's no good English
you
referee.
have one favorite in England.
There's no
I'm
good
sure
English
if you call
referee.
his name, like, to shout.
Who is the good English?
No, not like I have a favorite in England, but there was this argument, as you said, there was this argument that we did have last week, right? Where people were bashing people like Anthony Taylor and Michael Oliver. And then I was actually on the defense of Anthony Taylor and Michael Oliver.
No, they are senior refs now.
But
So
those
they're-
are arguments that
some of them are senior refs.
I do like
If they make decisions on the field, whosoever is in the VR room is probably their junior.
Yeah.
He will
And
be
they
scared
do
to
not
overturn them.
overrule.
Yeah,
I think-
that's what
so-
happens with them.
So, one thing about VAR too, I feel like if you want to bring a VAR in, let person be match up with the referee. Because definitely, I'm a junior. I'll be
it
scared.
will be hard.
So you're saying something like if you're going to have Michael Oliver as the on-field referee, you should have someone like
Anton Taylor on the VAR.
No,
Yes.
it will end up being complicated because at the end of the day, you have 10 referees.
But that doesn't sound bad, actually.
It doesn't sound bad for maybe cup finals or whatever. If you do even distribution for games, so it's league matches. Sometimes you see somebody as big as Oliver do Ipswich Southampton. You see maybe Tony Harrington do Arsenal Man City. Or I think it was Peter Banks that did the last Arsenal City or something like that. So those guys always have big games, small games. So they try to, not only the big referees get the big games, they just try as much as possible because we're running an institution here. We should be able to bring up one referee. But at the end of the day, all of them are bad, in England. All of them are bad.
I have an objection. There's this guy. There's this Andy. I can't remember his surname now.
He's the one that did the United Arsenal FA Cup game now. He's at the Madly now.
Yeah, that guy.
He's the one that did
guy,
United Arsenal FA Cup that missed everything that happened in the
I feel
match.
that guy has.
So funny stories. I'll just give a tip of what's going to come in that episode. In my research so far, this thing of when you have a particular referee that because you're known, this referee is known in a certain light, you almost feel like it is.
Yeah, fair, true.
His own mistakes get
Yes, there's that.
a list of refereeing errors. Don't worry, just 80. And I could count the amount of times Michael Oliver was actually caught. It wasn't up to my hand.
Don't worry, it's not big. Where you have,
Michael Oliver comes up. It's like,
don't worry,
always him.
there is no club in England that has supporters that you know that think referees are good, or I don't think they're being cheated by. Arsenal fans think they're being cheated. Liverpool fans think they're being cheated. Chelsea, everybody thinks they're being cheated, and it just interprets one thing. All the referees.
All right, that episode
Bad.
is going to come and it's going to be a packed one between Treasure and Tommy. It was a very heated conversation. I'm sure it will continue.
Please, I'll watch that. Yeah. I'll be on the sidelines.
No,
if they need boxing gloves, whom supply.
I told Tommy that he better come prep. I'm warming up for him.
All right. Moving on. It's been a while we've heard of a Greek god. And the last one, I think, if you remember, Samaras, Karagounis. Yeah, one person who's seemingly, coming up the rocket. You spoke about him. It's Pavlidis from Benfica, who was absolutely instrumental in Benfica's run so far into the round of 16. Thoughts about him?
Yeah, everybody's cautious of Benfica players nowadays.
Darwin Nunes.
It doesn't just stop at Nunes. So there are a lot
Joao
of
Felix.
your favorite player, Victor Lindelof.
Lindelof, Jesus Christ.
So there are a lot of players that come from there.
But funny enough, as much as they're bad eggs, they're good eggs too.
Yeah,
Ruben
plenty.
Diaz,
No, there are a lot
Di
of good
Maria.
players. There are a lot of good players from there too. I think even
We class Enzo Fernandez good or bad?
I think he's a good player.
Okay,
I just
Enzo
think that
Fernandez.
people expect. Yeah, I think he's a good player. I just feel like he made a wrong move. That's what I think. I feel like if he had gone to a more stable environment, we might have seen a lot more from him. But that's the for another. We probably this. If you're a striker, you can score. You already have an advantage.
Yep.
Clear. So
Yep.
if you now talk about systems, what team will you play for? If they're going to buy you, your age, all those things are now subjective arguments. But can you score with good chances and all of that? Then you're on the right track. That's what it is. And it's been consistent.
Yes.
Even if you don't watch the games with Benfica and all, if you try and see what did they play over the weekend, there's some names that keep on coming up. Pavlidis, the Turkish Aktakoglu. I don't know if you remember him. He was in Galatasaray last season.
Akotoglu.
Yeah, he scored Omani against United.
Yeah.
So so those guys are doing very, very well, and it helps that they're favourites in their league now, with alongside Porto and Sporting Lisbon and all those things. So
Question based on what she said. How much can we define a good striker aside from the system he's playing? So what I mean by this is it possible that maybe due to Benfica's system, if you actually put another very okay striker, he would actually still give you the goods as much as what Pavlidis is doing? So my question is just how much can you define a good striker outside the system itself?
Or let Eri answer that because
Yeah.
I know you have reservations about Pavlidis.
Okay, so just to answer this question, right? I think you cannot really tell. To be honest, you cannot really tell. A player is as good as the system he plays in, but some of them can be an exception. Yeah, but who would believe that Nunes would be this way in Liverpool? You
Honestly,
never can see it coming.
I did. Actually,
Like this terrible.
I watched some games.
No, this terrible. That he miss open chances.
I saw him do that in Benfica. I saw him do that, and I was like, this guy, he doesn't seem to have the is it the texture now or what? The temerity
Composure.
to be able to,
Okay.
to be able to change how irrational he is.
Okay.
No, because you cannot explain
that
how.
winning is actually a very painful case, and the reason why it's a painful case is because all of the tools you need to succeed as a striker, it has everything. It's quick, it's strong, it shoots very well, strong in the air as well, good channel runner. I don't think any defender wants to play against him because he's very physical and all of that. But somehow, when he just gets to that last point, I think it might be a temperament issue. So, a lot of strikers are supposed to have cool heads. You're meant to, that last second. But maybe that is the moment where it just blows it up. But apart from that, what do you want a striker to do for you? Like, you want him to be quick, you want him to be able to run channels, you want him to be able to press, you want him to be able to be like an area threat, hold up, play.
Yeah.
He has all those things.
Area
But
threat.
application is something's lacking somewhere. And with most players, the application is lacking. I feel like one coach might get a hang of him and he'll just turn to a different monster. I hope it's not too late in his career. I always like to see players succeed, so That's just me.
All right, just hold that thought. We'll go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll still be talking about the UCL because, the draw sparked up a lot of conversation about how us now will soon be eliminated yet again. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back. It's been an interesting segment. If you missed the first segment, we talked about how the UCL draws made everyone feel. And we got into some conversations about peculiar things. We've spoken about how Feyenoord did the great job against AC Milan and how Pavlidis is raising the Greek flag now for Greece generally. And I guess now we just get to go into how there was an Italian job. We have 3 Italian teams out of the competition already. AC Milan, Juventus, Atalanta. We'll start off at Atalanta and Club Brugge, despite the controversial penalty in the first leg, they came prepared this time around with 3 beautiful goals they used to knock out Atalanta. But one of the big talking points in that game was when Gasperini came out to, single-handedly blame Ademola Lookman, calling him the worst penalty taker he's ever seen. Obviously, Nigerians got really pissed about that. But is there anybody here that is not pissed about that?
I think what caught my attention about that was that's a dressing room conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah, even if obviously Lookman has come out to say Retegui told him to take the penalty and all of that. So if you're unhappy with your players, it's not like there was a fight. You remember the Madueke and Palmer thing? In fact, there was one last night. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yes, you didn't say.
So it's not like there was some sort of disagreement on the pitch. Everybody agreed, took penalty and all of that. So you get into your dressing room and like, why did you, or even right there on the pitch from the touchline, I don't understand. And if you had a problem with it, Lookman was on the spot for maybe 10 seconds or whatnot. You pass information and say, no, take it. That. So it was just more of transfer aggression. The guy was just upset that he was probably seeing some sort of comeback at 3-2 and everything just went. So it's just transfer. And, it's worth noting that Gasperini has a history of aggression like that. He's always fighting his players. Let's just a couple of them away. Jim City. Yeah. I think Jim City went to... Is it Jim City? I'm mixing up his name
Papu Gomez.
There's Papu Gomez. There's this guy that went to Juve. I'm mixing his name
sure
up.
I can remember.
No, it's a defender. I went to Juve. He went back to Atlanta. I remember his name later.
Is it Demiral?
Yes, Demiral.
Yes,
it's Demiral. It's Demiral. So we had the conversation about different things. There was another player that used to get into the same car ride with Oiland, and it's like they're always playing in the car, so they should not come to training together again, and funny things like that. So I just really was transfer aggression. I know Nigerians are going to be, we don't play with our star boy, and all that. So it's more of inside the dressing room. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? I think that was the worst part of that interview. He had not spoken to his players before he did the interview. So he just came up with mindset and just poured out and threw the young man under the bus like that. But at the end of the day, it's probably end up being a broken relationship. Maybe Lookman is summer or something like that.
There's talk about him already leaving this summer.
It's an eventuality.
There's an agreement already.
But looking at Lookman, being sincere, he's not a bad penalty taker, but he's not the guy that you'd actually put
penalties
in.
He's missed 2.
But one in Atalanta, right?
No, 6 penalties.
Generally,
6 penalties, he has missed 2.
There's the one against Fulham.
That's the only other one he has missed.
But that one,
that's because he decided to be cheeky. A lot of great players have done it too.
If you do that, you have to score that, right?
A lot of players. What's this Klaus name? Aguero did it against Chelsea now. Mendy was waiting for him in the middle like this.
City did not get relegated. That's the difference. Fulham got relegated.
Fulham
got relegated for that.
It cost them a lot.
Yeah.
It cost City a lot. They played, if I remember properly, they played Chelsea in the... It was the season they played Chelsea in Champions League. They were leading 1-0. Aguero to make it 2-0. And they lost that game 2-1. Yeah. They lost that game 2-1. And I can start an agenda and see that's part of the mind block that affected them in Champions League final. I'm just joking, but yeah, but...
All right, I took the liberty to... there's not taking anything away from Ademola Lookman. I love the way he's rebranded himself to look like a very fast winger.
Serious player.
Like, he got the goal that brought Atlanta on the brink of at least thinking they can equalize. But I took the liberty... Do you know who has the worst penalty success ratio in the whole of Europe? Top 5 Europe.
Ever?
Who? Yeah, ever.
Yeah, I do.
Who?
Dzeko.
Actually, correct. That was you did your homework. I love that. Eddie Dzeko actually missed 5 out of 11.
Surprising, actually.
So I was actually going to say that. I was actually going to say that volume will help some people.
True.
Volume will help some people.
No, I mean overall,
since 5 out of 11.
overall, Messi has missed
No, of course.
the most penalties.
If you're going to go volume, it's going to be a regular penalty.
Messi,
I'm sure
Ronaldo,
if you
top
go
2.
I know off the top of my mind, in England, I don't know, maybe in last year something has changed, but as of 2 years ago, Sherrard missed the most penalties in England. So it's probably one of the people that I'm sure after Sherrard, you probably have maybe Lampard or Rooney. It's people that play volumes.
Penalties.
Yeah. Who?
Lampard.
Yeah, he missed though.
I don't think I've seen him multiple times miss penalties.
He missed though. Yeah.
I don't.
I didn't see that in my search, but I guess I saw Ribery, I saw Amshik. These are big names. So Gasperini, calm down.
That guy is a terrible. I don't know
Off
how.
the top of my head, I can remember 3 Lampard penalty misses like this. I know there's the very popular one at England Portugal at the World Cup in 06.
Okay.
Yeah, he missed one. There's this match, I think against Aston Villa also. That board guy, the American, Brad Guzan. Yeah, I think there's one as well. I think he also missed one against City, if I remember properly. But it's a good penalty taker. I mean, probably one of the best.
No, it's just proof that
It's volume.
penalty is a game of chance.
It's volume. Once you keep on playing, you miss.
I don't necessarily agree that penalty is a game of chance.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what I mean. There are some like. Palmer has played how many penalties now?
You just jinxed him. It's going to miss his next penalty.
He's having my feel. But what I'm trying to say is this, right? There are some players that it's psychological for them. When they pick that ball, they know what they want to do.
And for some, it's even the technique.
Yeah.
So
Who is the one man you trust now in Europe that I'm supposed that boy? You don't care.
It's Palmer. It's Palmer.
Nah, Kane for me. Kane for me.
No, I don't trust Kane. I
Kane
don't
for
trust
me.
Kane. I don't trust Kane penalties. You know
Bro,
why
I trust Kane with my
You
life.
know I don't trust Kane penalties.
I trust Kane with my life.
The reason I don't trust Kane penalties is that when the stakes are high, he caves.
how many has he missed?
He has missed like 2 that I can remember.
Stakes are high. Which 2?
That's the England.
England for France. Yeah. Which other one?
There was one he missed
It's
though.
England France now.
No, there was one he
It's
missed.
England France that I played up, and he already even scored in that match.
Yeah, he scored
Yeah.
when the stakes were lower.
If
If he had scored that ball, it was going to be extra time.
So,
Like, I remember-
so will you bank on Palmer in
Yes.
a game like that?
Yes, Palmer.
Let me tell you one thing about. Let me tell you. I'll tell you something about Harry Kane's penalties. If you want to know that Kane does not play with his penalties, it's his food.
Yeah.
Once Kane's having bad run, go and watch England Panama 2018 World Cup.
Yeah.
Do you know the country I called? Panama. Kane scored 2 penalties in that match. Go and look at the 2 penalties that he scored in that match. Top corner. But against Panama. No pity.
So I think Kane is going to penalties that even if you follow the ball,
You can't
save it.
Kane plays penalties into side
Yeah,
nets.
just open on post.
What do you think
But Panama is a good penalty taker.
what do you think a proper penalty strategy should be?
An excellent penalty taker.
Short or the one
Accuracy.
clip about Semenyo when he's walk up, he just turned like this, and immediately he
Someone
turned,
used to do that.
wiped the shot.
Someone used to do that in early 2000s. I think it was James Beattie. Someone used to do that in the early 2000s. You just drop the
Put the
ball,
ball
walk
out,
back,
turn-
turn around. Yeah, I think it was Beattie.
So I don't like that. He gives me a lot of IBP. So it was Pogba that used to do it in Man U. I was like, bro, are you okay?
Well, Lutra, you enjoy.
So with these new rules that they have for goalkeepers,
Yeah.
like you must stay on the line.
One leg.
So all of them want to do one leg and come out first because they have to do that motion. You don't have to rush.
Because
Just
sometimes
do the normal.
Sometimes what you end up seeing
Yeah.
is even with the keepers knowing, okay, I don't necessarily need to rush. They
You have to rush now.
are already favoring a.
Particular
Yes,
side.
now. So
And they
all those
don't
people
even
that do the long run up.
Even when Neymar, for example,
Yes, now.
doesn't do that hops.
No, it's taking his time. Yeah,
And then the goalkeeper
it will give him somewhere.
a bit, and then he.
And it's sport science. If you wait for the player to play, it has gone. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you wait for him to play, so you have to guess. If you wait for the player, it has gone. So most of them always show one side. Some keepers are deceptive.
Martinez.
If you've seen Bayern there, the penalty he saved against Havertz in the FA Cup, he went one way first and went the other way. Because of his size, he could make up
That catch.
He could make up the other side of
Yeah.
the post, yeah. But he gave Havertz one side, and Havertz went there and he went back. Some other people, Raya did it a few times, but the players were like a lot more composed. So
What about you? What do you think is the
Training
best strategy for a penalty?
For me, I'm
Short
still going
or
to-
accuracy?
So
or placement, rather.
for me, right, you're in the 18-yard box.
Okay.
The distance between the spot kick and the goalkeeper is not that much. So it's two things for me. Why do I want to apply shot when the distance is not much? Because me applying shot now means that I'm going to let go of accuracy to some extent.
There's some players that know how to combine both.
Yeah, like Kane.
Rooney, Kane.
But they're very few. They're
Very few, I agree.
So most of the time, I'm more of accuracy. Pick your spot and put
it there.
You are betting on the ball being faster than the goalkeeper. That's just it.
If
And
the
that's why I
goalkeeper
like
was,
Palmer.
I like that.
and some of them always play my
When the
games,
ball
so.
is
To be
accurate,
sincere, I think that's why I like one player I like to mention here would be like Wayne Rooney or so.
Rooney is not a good penalty taker.
No, he's not. But he replaced and he
I thought you knew how to place that.
he's one of the that can combine
Rooney is not a
both.
good penalty taker.
How many we didn't see really have so many clutch penalty
It's
moments.
not even a good penalty taker.
I don't agree though.
Who's that?
Rooney is my
Rooney.
favorite player in the history of his life.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
I think
I've seen
Rooney,
more.
You
Rooney
know how to
has-
put you know how to
Rooney
put
has-
it in that corner that you're talking about
Rooney-
with
Rooney-
shots too.
Do you have any penalties that Rooney has missed?
With shots.
Do you have any penalties Rooney has missed?
Yeah.
If penalties, Rooney is not a see. In fact, and that's why whenever there were people in United, they used to bounce him from that penalty. They always used to bounce him.
All right. I mean, we've spoken a lot about the UCL already, so we're just going to transition to. It's not every time you have this, but we're all Man United fans upset today. And I mean, some new financials just came out as regards our report, and it's showing that we're 1 billion in debt. I'll just let Treasure quickly just break that down on how bad things are currently looking at for United.
So the first thing I would like to start with is I hear the fans outrage on a lot of things like Ineos are doing, but you can almost now see why it feels like they are having to do a lot of those things. I've heard people say you never blame the previous regime for what is happening within the new regime. We see that happening in Nigeria a lot. Oh, it's the previous regime that's led us down this path. But to be very candid, in the case of Man U, it is actually the previous regime.
It's still the same regime now.
They down this path.
Because they're still there.
That's still there now.
The reason I'm saying previous regime is just because they kind of removed their hands off like football, major
Sports.
They basically just put Ineos to say,
Operations.
these are people you should blame.
I know.
Yes,
I know. But like I'm seeing why I'm saying previous regime and it's because I'm seeing Ineos taking a lot of slack for something that the Glazers should still be taking slack for. So for example, if you look at it very well now, it feels like the focal point has moved from the Glazers and is now being compounded on Ineos.
Yeah.
And they should have done this, they should do this, they should do that. But technically speaking, the Glazers are still the reason why we are here where we are. Before the takeover, Man U didn't have any debt. So they did what you call a leveraged takeover, a leveraged buyout. That is, you took in a loan, you got the institution, and then the collateral for that loan that you're
Still the same
is
institution.
literally the institution that you're listing. You put over 500 million pounds on Manchester United. Over the years, yes, obviously you can take loans, you need to do certain things, but to tell me that since that time till now, we have over 700 million pounds, right, in debt. So the debt still did, kakaraka, you know the meaning. Now to make matters worse, we've paid over £1 billion. Now this is minus the nonsense we've paid or we spent to bring in players.
So yeah,
that
transfer
are not
fees.
works. You've paid over £1 billion interest payments, and you still have a loan of over 700 million. Yes, some people would say exchange rate is not favorable, so as the exchange rate is fluctuating as well, the figures might also tend to fluctuate. Our revenues are going down. Your broadcast revenues are going down because guess what? You're not playing in the Champions League anymore. Right? This season, it does not look like we're also going to qualify for Champions League next season.
Champions.
What do you mean does not look? Don't you know you're not going to
Some people still have it that we can somehow win Europa.
Europa. Okay.
Okay, yeah, but yeah.
Europa.
There's that. Okay, yeah, to
But
be
it
fair.
doesn't look like, and then that means that is actually going to go down. Ineos is now trying to see, okay, how can we hemorrhage, like, how can we stop, at least bring some stop gaps? And that is bringing, like, doing levers like you're increasing ticket prices. But guess what? Fans are crying and complaining that you cannot increase the ticket prices mid-season. To be very sincere, we should, yes, there are certain things that they haven't done right, but there should be cut some slack because the Glazers are actually still the major reason why we are where we are. They kept taking dividends, for God's sake.
That is one thing I cannot understand.
So the concept was, oh, you know what? The club will continually keep being this cash cow. You know, we continually keep
Bringing
seeing
money.
revenues. We continually keep seeing, you know, all this stuff. And then guess what? We are not seeing those things. But surprisingly enough, like commercial revenues are still up there. They actually even went up compared to the previous quarter, because this is they did for the last quarter of 2024. Commercial revenues for some weird reasons still went up. But guess what? When we don't, if we don't qualify again for Champions League, that's a major hit on our Adidas.
Klaus,
Who is
yeah.
one of our biggest partners at the moment. So you're actually seeing like, and that's why like, I think Sir Jim was it Ineos that came out to say that there needs to be a bit of patience, because now we are beginning to see like the books are actually now being made bare, to see the amount of, do I call it havoc, that Glazers are literally putting. Put in mind that there's 700 million still well. We still have another 300 million in outstanding player payments, transfers, that we still also need to pay. And that's why it felt like, okay, they started having conversations around, you need to sell players like maybe Meno, players like Garnacho, because they call it, as we like to say,
Yes,
profit, right? You didn't bring them in from any club and stuff like that. That's why people are praying, oh God, let a PSG or a Barca buy Greenwood, because I think we have a 40 or 50%
sell-on clause
on Greenwood, just to help the financial situation that we are kind of in. And if some of these drastic measures are not actually being taken, and then another thing is that your players, okay, you say, okay, people are shouting, you're cutting off staffs, you're saying another 100 staff, the leg of 250, you're saying another 100 staffs, but how much are you actually saving? It's the players themselves. But guess what? Your players are also not, what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
Marketable.
people don't want to buy them.
So, can I ask something? I've not seen the financials, right? After this, I'm going to go and look at it. If you think Manchester United and you think line items on their financial statements, what do you think brings in the most money for the club?
I would argue between broadcast and match game pass.
Match game fans.
Stadium revenue.
Do you think it has anything to do with maybe sponsorship deals? I think this ones are a lot more long term. Say, for example, the Adidas deal, the Snapdragon, Chevrolet, all those whatever, and all those things. That's one. Two is, what do you think takes up the most money? So costing.
So
Salary.
What actually takes out the most money is, by the time you consider things like transfer, the money you spend actually. So we have what you call a revolving credit line.
Yeah.
These banks where you have to pay.
In and out.
And then in and out, basically. And then things like, so for example, there were certain amounts of costs that we were taking on, like, or the Glazers were taking on, that people did not understand why the Glazers were.
Okay, so they were taking personal. So it's not like personal cost that's been absorbed into the club.
Costs that the business that is
Don't worry, let's not bore people. We'll talk about it.
all right.
Interesting. That's what I do 9 to 5. So let me not bore everybody and turn this place to my
All right. So we
No,
like
so-
if we go forward, hold on, because of time.
That's why I said we'll have
it
a
looks very
conversation about
bleak, the whole situation like United, because I mean at the end of the day, it's now looking like there's just so much. The football is not good, back office is not good, front office is not good, middle office is not good. It's just looking like a whole lot of mess. But it's looking like Ifedoson's FPL's team as well, because I mean he's still here to win. He's still here to win any manager of the week or manager of the month, like he promised, and we're in February already with just 3 months to go.
He has to check his team.
I didn't even go far from where I was before. Like I was 40 now, 41 or 42.
But I mean, you're still not. There was an 100. I think it was a 100-point week last week, right?
Yeah, it was.
What point? Tell us.
100 points with us.
Yeah, it
Yes,
was.
how many points did you
They're
get?
cheap. Did you use a cheap first?
How many points did you get?
Wait, don't worry. We don't have to check now.
But yeah, I have Erimari, who is also an FPL. He's an Otutu, but I mean, he did well last season. What's happened to your team this season? What's going on?
So you know for this thing, not to sound like a broken record, but I've been totally unlucky this season. Like every decision I make, the opposite is always what happens. This week now,
Yeah.
my captain was on Bemo. Last minute, I don't know what took me to
What touched you?
FPS scout.
Is the spirit
And
of
also, Captain Salah.
Salah.
I was like, it's too Salah. Majority of people, that's how I change it. And I don't want to know. No matter what Salah do tomorrow, he can't meet up with Mbemo. I can say it boldly. Because it's City. You can score a goal too, Sha. I'm open.
Said I won't be.
but honestly,
Yeah.
all the decisions I've made.
Just keep
Last 2
backfiring.
weeks, I bench Wood. And that was the week that I would know he was score hat-trick. Just imagine.
I was so happy seeing him on your bench. I was so
But
happy.
I know I'll come back better. Maybe
Okay.
not this season. Maybe
Okay.
next.
I mean, I'm not doing so well, but I'm still the one carrying the FPL flag for. If it comes to people that comes to the show, I'm still the one. I'm still the best so far.
Yeah,
So,
mo-
like,
What's the position?
I mean, I'm 19th now. at the moment.
19?
Yes.
You know,
19th.
before he was first.
I was first.
Yeah, third.
But, you know, I don't know why you're laughing. When will you win something? When will you win something?
Bro,
When will you win
it's funny
something?
that, don't worry. Last season I won twice.
Sure.
Don't worry. I'll still win again.
What's the strategy for this week, though?
Strategy for this week? The week had already started.
Yeah.
So I had 2 free transfers. So I decided to go for people that are playing Whooping Boys.
Okay.
So I went to Welbeck
Interesting.
because of
Southampton.
I also captained Kluivert because of Wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know how to take all this kind of risk. I
Okay.
just can't.
So a man on the floor fears no fall.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So yeah, I did that. But I also have the regular guys. I have Isaac, I have Salah, I have Palmer. There's somebody else I'm missing.
You don't have Mbemo,
No, I don't.
so that means she didn't get out of the 9 points.
I saw him,
Sorry, 14 points rather.
I saw him 3 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks ago. So there's a period he had 2
Yeah,
1,
well,
2
blanks.
out.
So you
So
don't.
I used I used him to.
Why have you not sold Palmer then?
Why have I not sold Palmer?
Yes.
Just got penalty now.
But Mbemo
Mbemo is a penalty.
Chelsea have they play a lot more penalties. They're a lot more attacking side.
Is FPL not actually lock at all?
No, so it's not.
It's not
predictions
luck.
now.
It's not luck.
So some
It's not luck.
things, yeah.
You need to have been able to study.
Some things are
players,
lock. Bro,
study-
some things are lock. Someone captained
Alan.
Yeah.
someone captained this guy 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
Utara, yes.
That's not no strategy. That's luck.
Yeah, that one is luck. I
That was-
agree.
and that-
For
that guy-
example,
that guy has multiple
I've had
teams.
Chris Wood since game week 1 because I saw him eating a very certain level of form last season. I'm like, nah, I need
He
to
was
get this
good
guy my
too.
team.
Okay, some things are immutable, right? Like
Yeah.
this season, as I mentioned earlier, Salah maybe last season was like Haaland. But aside from those kind of guys, how do you actually?
The players now. Saka was on fire before he got injured.
It's just about
Palmer,
matter of looking at, okay, this person is playing.
It's trajectory now.
This person. Now, okay, I need to get this person in my team because
So
it's more
so
likely
let
to
me
get
tell you
points.
easiest example. So last season, the first time I won manager of the month last season, I saw Chelsea playing Luton. Sterling, Jackson, and one more person. I captain
Pack all
Sterling.
of them, put up
I
for
captain
Chelsea.
Sterling, pack all of them at 90 something. Or everybody was getting 50, 60. Easy because I knew that Luton, Stamford Bridge. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, people that are using their triple captains. Nobody uses triple captain on single week. Everybody waits for double. If you captained last week, Salah will have given you 60. If you've done the week before, I think it was
But
87 or something like that. Because
Yeah.
so you wait. Salah explains City. You now say this is the week you want to use your triple captain. That's not lucky.
All right, good luck to everyone. I'm wishing you green arrows, except for Fedoton as usual. More red arrows to your team. And finally, just before we round up, we just have 2 more things to quickly talk about. And one of my favorite segments so far is what is his most memorable goal. We had one for Kaká, we had one for Gerrard. I'm beating you on the Gerrard one, by the way. It was the West Ham goal. A lot of us are resonating with the West Ham goal.
People can't relate to that goal. That goal is a lot more.
How can't you remember a Gerrard goal?
My goal had a lot of. You know,
Today's segment, the name of the legend is, since we're all United fans, Henry, let me explain it to you. Don't think too much. Once I call his name, the first goal that comes to your head, don't think too much. Just the first goal that comes to your head. That's what you say, the goal that you remember.
Once it's not fallen. Go ahead.
Legend's name is Paul Scholes.
Postcodes Barcelona. Barcelona. It has to be that Barcelona
Barcelona.
shot.
that's not what came to my mind.
That's
That's
the
something that
Barcelona
came to my mind.
Describe the Aston Villa goal.
It's Geeks corner. Defender out.
Volley.
Yeah, straight up. Off the post. Yeah.
Henry, can you describe the Barca goal for us?
I don't know who gave him the pass, but moved it
It
ahead
was
and
Ronaldo, I think
sent to
Zambrota
that
played
angle
it,
there.
yeah. It was Ronaldo that was
Wiped
trying
it.
to dribble somebody. Ronaldo was
Wiped
trying to
it.
dribble Zambrota, so that the ball came back out.
Let me put more detail to that. I still remember Valdez was in post.
yes, stretch.
That ball, when he shot that ball, the ball was going.
You know, Scholes has said that was a mistake.
The ball kept running.
So
Why you even-
on overlap, Scholes said it was a mistake. Like it was hitting it this way, and the ball just swerved wildly to the other side. That was not what it was. Just wanted to hit it as hard as possible to go down, and the ball just took a wild swerve.
Those goals are brilliant. But well, yeah, you have it.
You're not going to tell us
which
no.
goal? I just said Baka.
Oh,
Baka,
so three of you,
Three of you against Aston Villa. So is it the Baka goal where Paul Scholes rocketed one from outside of the box
Both of them
in
are
the
rocketed
UCL
anyway.
semi-final, or the goal against Aston Villa? Do let us know in the comment section. And just to wrap up quickly, there's a big game this weekend. It's City Liverpool. What do you guys think is taking that? Quick predictions, no long talk.
Liverpool.
Liverpool scores
3-1.
3-1.
Salah trick at me.
I need it.
Draw. Treasure says draw. If
I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be a draw too.
Okay.
Maybe 0-0.
There you have it. Thank you so much, guys, for working with us. Big
You
shout
didn't
out
tell
to
us yours.
Henry. Mine? Okay, I want to know mine. I think Liverpool will win 2-1.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We'll see you again next week. A big shout out to our guest, Henry. It was great having you here.
Thank you.
Fed up to
Lovely having you
Treasure,
guys.
my resident analyst. Appreciate you guys. Till next week, we'll be back.